Hey, it's Greg with Project Kinect. I currently find myself in Madison, Wisconsin on the Monona Terrace. It's 2 months now with Project Kinect, and this is a little bit about what we've been up to.
Traveled for 5 months across the western half of the United States. A lot of the places I did stay with friends and family. I stayed in some hostels, campgrounds, but it was the best decision I ever made.
So a car was just driving by, and one would think he's like randomly honking his horn, and you would just think that. But if you were here and you experienced it, like the night the bill got split, the financial and the non-financial, and then very quickly went in and was passed, people were in an uproar. It was to the point where the bathroom windows that weren't locked, people were going in through the bathroom windows, sneaking in because the doors were locked. There were a group of people in there who were trying to unlock the doors, and other people out here were trying to rip them open. Eventually the doors did get ripped open, people flooded the Capitol, signs, protesting. So this all relates to the honking. People were driving around the Capitol, honking their horns. Show me what democracy looks like. Boop, 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 boop. And I was here for like 3 hours. And even when I left at like 1 in the morning, people were still driving around the Capitol honking. This guy had a pickup truck, and he had like a blowhorn in the back of it, and he would honk it, and it would like rattle the entire.
They're looking at like a 40% reduction in funding for ORR, and like a 10% reduction in funding in another program that we do. And, you know, it's our job to help these people become contributing citizens in our own country. I mean, eventually they become citizens. Exactly. I mean, they become other Americans. And to cut funding to that just makes our job harder. It doesn't really hurt us. We might lose workers, you know, I might become unemployed, but really what it's hurting are the refugees. They're the ones who need the service.
I got into Washington, D.C. My friend Gail asked me exactly what project is this going along with Project Kinect? What entity is sponsoring this? And I didn't realize that I haven't been clear with what Project Kinect is. It is just solely out of my brain. It's my brainchild, my little baby that I created about 7 months ago that has no association with anything else. So when you look at Project Kinect and you share Project Kinect, it's really, you're sharing me and sharing who I am.
Amy was living in Menominee Falls, yeah, and we invited her to come to the convention for the dinner, and Ginny and Patty, they came. So they knew about this, Ginny and Jamie. And here the meeting was going on, and after the dinner, and things were going on, and they were talking and things, and started to present the awards and that, recognition and that. And this year's Bowl of Hygeia award goes to Ruford Bork from Wisconsin Dells. That's the first I knew about it, anything about it. But here I am sitting there. I was so flabbergasted. I had to go up on the stage, and I just never could forget those moments. How they surprised me so much. I don't know how they ever got.
Well, you know, I went to a performing arts high school, so I went to a school called Curie in Chicago, and we were just, you know, a bunch of little circus freaks and theater freaks. You know, we twirled in the hallways and recited sonnets and did all kinds of great shit. So I knew from a young age that I wanted to be an actor, but I also had a passion for science. And when I got to college, I was actually a double major. I was biology and theater. I wanted to become an ophthalmologist. I wanted to be an eye surgeon.
That is crazy.
But it seemed not as fabulous as
we had to refuel because we were on our way to Egypt. and there was like, you could see the missiles going.
Really?
And we were just standing by the plane. You know, they put stairs there, but you couldn't really come down. So we were just standing there getting some air. And you can see the bullets, the bombs going. I was 17, and it was in the middle of the night, at 10 o'clock at night when we stopped there. And I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, we are in a country at war.
When I started Project Kinect 2 months ago, I knew that I wanted to travel and get an idea of the great things that are happening in each community. I really didn't know what I was going to do with that, but now as I'm getting to the 2-month mark, I realize that by putting these great innovative thoughts, ideas, programs onto an internet site, that now other communities can see and benefit from that, and a dialogue can be created from that website, creating ultimately one giant community to better each other with.
Well, I mean, a community can be a tiny little community. If you're, I mean, it can be a city, it can be a block, it can be a global community.
It's so tough, because one of the things, and this is actually one of the lessons, is that I realized I've never really fit into a community. I think I've been part of communities. I think I've stuck my toe in communities. But I've never really quite been part of this group.
Community is so many different elements. It's your friends, it's your neighbors, it's the people you haven't met, and it's the people you never will meet. But somehow you and what you're doing in your day-to-day life affects them and it touches them. And I think that might be a key element to remember for all of us, that if you're, whatever you do has a ripple effect.
Well, thank you for following for 2 months, and if you're a newcomer to Project Kinect, I hope this video has given you a little idea of what I've been up to and what the purpose of Project Kinect is, and I hope it motivates you to share it with your friends and contact me. Tell me what you think is going on, what is happening in your city, in your town, in your community, and what a community means to you, because really, ultimately, we're a growing entity that is becoming one large community.